It's what you hearing. Hear it, listen. It's what you hearing, listen. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door. Daily still go hard getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make the motherfucker wonder if you get it. Damn right, and I do it again.
What's up? XCWS boss, Jeff XCWS boss. How y'all doing? You can call me X if you want. I don't care. So, I know I said in the last video when I was playing Outlast that I was going to keep this mostly to gaming and stuff, but I decided to do something a little differently. I'm going to do a little talking. And, Joe, ask away, Jack. Go for it. You in the show now. You into shit, son. Unfiltered. It's into shit. But I know that I was thinking of a premise of what I was going to do for this one. So, what is this for? This is for I don't know. I'm thinking that it's what's his life for? No. Now, basically what this is for is it gives me a chance to talk about things I want to talk about and stuff, things that I see and things I notice and everything. Not necessarily, you know, everything that's on with the PlayStation or whatnot. It's just everything, so that way I can get stuff out the way I want to. And regardless of whether how anybody takes it, whether they cheer for it or they boo for it, it don't really matter, because it's like I say before, take a number, wait in line, and I'll call your number when I'm ready for you to kiss my ass, because I don't care. These are my opinions, and my opinions alone. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. So some of the things I could say you may not agree with. Some things I could say you would agree with. Who knows? First and foremost, what about that UFC 3? That little hint. November 3rd is when they're going to show what UFC 3 is going to be about. Holy shit. I seen that and I was like, ooh. I never really was into UFC until Soldier got me into the game. And a few ass kickings later, and a few of the times I was doing the ass kicking. I like that game a whole lot better than I ever did any WWE game, period. That came after, what, 11? So the SVR series is safe. The WWE series is... And yes, I would not have known about the UFC thing if it wasn't for Soldier, aka Jack, aka Jackson the King. Y'all check out his channel, thing else and all that. Check him out. Hopefully sooner or later we'll be getting some UFC 3 footage or something, maybe up on his channel, maybe. I don't know. Depends on what he wants to go through. But one of the things that I wanted to bring forth into attention with this first show, in which I know it's going to suck because this involves people in the PS4 communities and the WWE side of things. I didn't want to do it, but I said I was going to stay away from a lot of all that, and I am staying away from it. It's just I can voice my opinion on things, and I don't have to sit there and listen to a bunch of whining and crying from a bunch of other daggone people trying to talk crap to me, thinking that they know better than stuff, in which they don't know a damn thing. Let me put my stuff on mute here so that way I can keep a track on the comments over here, because in a moment the screen's going to go to blue here in a second, and I got a couple of things that I was going to talk about there for a second. But I need to pop this up. Quit playing with me, computer. I will sling you outside. I am not joking. Jackson would love to have you. He needs a computer. Alright. Just shrink down this window a little bit, go back to my default view. I was watching things in the theater mode, so I wouldn't have to full screen it, but okay. Here we go. And Jackson, you also the moderator as well, so any dilly-dally and whatnot, I'll keep an eye on it myself for anything coming through or whatnot. No. Anyways, let me flip over here and I'm going to read over a couple things I found and opinion on it. Regardless of whether if you like me or hate me, I don't give a crap. Jackson, tell me, can you still hear me while I'm on this screen? Yes or no? Days now, it's no longer more of this whole keeping the banter between you and one other person. Everybody's got to bring in every damn body with it, and that's the saddest part. You got people like Sunic from T1 saying, you know, people need to come with better comebacks. You need to come with a better comeback. And I know he's talking to S-Bang you later. It's 99% of the community of what is left of a dying game called WWE. That piece of shit community. It's 99% of those people that really need better comebacks. Because, I mean, honestly, everybody says the same thing day in and day out. And it's really sad. And what it is to now is it's no longer a competition game. It's all about who can host boot you, who can hack you, who can glitch you, and who can provide more personal information about you in real life. I mean, it's to the point now to where people are going to go and do fist fights with each other over stupid shit. It's to the point where they bring in other people's families. They bring in people that passed away and all this stuff. And this is the part that I'm not understanding. When has the spirit of competition become so freaking mutated that it's spout out this now? And you think that you're actually top dogs or your legends and stuff like no, you're basically feeding into the same mutation. And it honestly just shows how much children you really are. I mean, you have people that is anywhere between the ages of 7, hell, I'll even throw my age out there, up to 36 years old, sitting here talking all kinds of damn nonsense over a video game. A bunch of ones and zeros. A computer programmed program. And y'all are sitting here basing it as it is your real life. I'm sorry, if it was your real life, I'd see you on Mondays and Tuesdays right there on the USA Network. Or I would see you on the WWE Network. You can get it now for $9.99 a month. Act now and you get a free month to watch this month's pay-per-view. Anyways, shameless plug. I'm just not understanding why everybody is like this. I mean, yeah, I'm guilty of it myself, but I don't go as low as most of these people do, and that's the saddest part. The only time whenever I really hit below the belt is whenever they brought my wife into it that passed away, and that, a lot of you should know who she was. Excuse me. And I'm going ahead and straighten this shit out to you right now. For any of you that wants to come up here, and wants to try to rag on me or whatnot, you can bring Jody's name in all you want. I'm going to mention that you bring her name in, but that's it. You're not going to hurt me. You're not going to make me sit here and cry or anything like that. No, it's not going to work that way. I'm sorry. She's gone. She's off this earth. She doesn't have to worry about the bullshit going on down here. I'm still here, and I have to worry about the bullshit called life. And if y'all honestly think that you over the internet is going to affect my life in any some way, you're sadly mistaken. You don't affect my life. None of you pay my bills. None of you make my money. The same goes for me. I don't pay your bills or make your money or your parents' money, for those of you that still live with your your family, your folks or whatnot. But the case in point in bringing is, why bring in other people's families when you don't want yours brought in? You know, what is it, to make you look big and bad in front of people? No, I'm sorry. You don't. You just seem really fucking childish, because it just shows that you do not have the testicular fortitude to keep it between you and said person. I hear you. I hear you. I keep that one. I only did the whole DMX thing at the beginning of this one because it's X going to give it to you, and my name starts with the X, so X going to give it to you. I'm giving it to you right now. I even give WWE Network a free shout. You know, a free sponsor. You know, X going to give it to you one way or the other. All right. And you know, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that subject, so I can care. I'm just saying that any of you that has to go off and attack someone in their personal life, it shows how much of a coward you really are. This goes out to some of those that are in the T1 thing. I'm not naming really many names or anything like that, but you know who you are. Y'all go off and you go and attack other people that does not need to be attacked because you trying to make yourself look big and fucking bad. I'm sorry. I can't help to say this, but you're not big and bad. You're just a bunch of whining, crying, and bitching little nerds. Thank you, Jackson, for the word. Little nerds online. That's all you are. You take a game way too seriously. I mean, that's all it is a game. It's meant to bring people together and have fun and play. That's why they did the multiplayer thing in the first place. But it's become so toxic now that it basically mutates anything that touches it. And I'm, for one, and happy that I got out of most of that damn mutation. Except a lot of you still try to drag me back into it. A lot of times I'll fall for it, and then there's a lot of times I don't fall for it. So I'm just stating from this point forward, don't bring me into your shit. I don't care who you have a problem with. I don't care if they went personal with you, and I don't care if you go personal with them. If you cannot handle your own fight, you don't need to bring me into it to protect you, because I'm not going to. Handle it yourself. You got yourself into it, now dig yourself out of it. And that's all I'm going to say on that part. But let me go back to the first thing I talked about. UFC 3. Don't forget, y'all, November 3rd. In 2 days, we get to find out more information. That is true, Jackson. That is true. That is true. Let me pause the whole UFC 3 thing for 1 second and go to what he's saying. Yes, it is really only the WWE community that does this type of bullshit. The COD community, or the Call of Duty community, can be the most toxic community out there. The most shit talkers. I don't care what anybody says. The Call of Duty community has the most shit talkers and the most brutal shit talkers there are. But they don't touch a candle to how toxic and how personal these WWE people get. And that's really fucking sad. And people are wondering how come WWE isn't so popular on the YouTube videos. When you upload a video game like WWE, you hardly get any views or anything. Well, that's because people don't like it. It's boring as hell. Who's going to sit there and watch you do the same exact move over and over and over and over and over? I mean, honestly. I mean, the clan things, it don't even happen anymore. It's all about setups. It's all about fake accounts. Nobody knows who is who any damn more. Because everybody's too damn pussy to be on their actual account and actually earn a victory for once. And that's the sad part. I don't hide on fakes. Never have, never will. The only time I go on a fake account when I was on PS4 is whenever my account got suspended or when it was banned for that short time. And I had to get a lawyer to get it back on. Because PlayStation decided they wanted to try to screw me and they failed. But other than those times, my account's been the same. XCWS _boss. That's it. All the way since 2005 when SVR 06 came out. That's been my account. Even though the S's back then, I used $signs, it's still the same. Yeah, I mean, it is trash to see people just keep doing what is that damn Savate kick and sweep. That's all it ever is. It's a 2-move match over and over and over until somebody gives up and can't get kicked out of a pin anymore. That's all it is anymore. There is no skill. There's no real rivalries. It's just a bunch of shit-talking babies anymore. That's all it ever is now. That's what WWE has become in these game series, is a bunch of crying babies that need a diaper change. That's all it is. And it's like I said before, if you don't like what I got to say, then, pick a number off the wall, wait in corner, and I'll call your number when I'm ready for you to kiss my ass. Because I can care less. These are my opinions and my opinions alone. And it's just like Jackson. He knows my opinions and he understands my opinions, but if he has a different opinion, then I'll respect his opinion. But anyways, enough of the whole WWE thing. I hope maybe one of these days that y'all would grow up and actually learn from your experiences and learn to grow the fuck up one day. Because I would honestly hate to see that some of you have children that play the daggone games and end up being on the receiving end of some of the toxic shit that you put people through. And your child winds up even committing suicide over this stuff. Because they were bullied and harassed. Just like you did. That's really fucking sad. And people has done that before. You see cases of it all the time. But anyways. Jack. What is your honest thoughts about the whole UFC trailer? Well, it's not the trailer, the sneak peek reveal. Or the reveal of a sneak peek into a reveal. Something like that. What do you think of it? Seeing little Conor McGregor right there, fist all up right there, wearing his suit. I wish they would have had the fuck you suit on there. That would have been awesome. But I'm wondering if they're going to have some of their regular people on there, you know, like, okay, I'll bring you to the party. We're going to have a guest in here, and it's going to be Jack. Didn't know if you wanted in here or not, son. That's the only reason why I didn't invite nobody to a party. Alright, we're back from the commercial style break. Anyways, I wonder if they're going to if they're actually going to have Ronda Rousey still in it or not, because she hasn't been there in a while. And which, you know, they probably will, because at the time of them making the game, I believe she's still under contract with them. I think she's still under contract with them now. But we'll let the UFC man right here do some talking on that part right there. Do you think that they're going to have Ronda Rousey in UFC 3?
I think so, mainly because she fought just as recent as this past summer. But this might be the last UFC game that we'll see Ronda Rousey in. She was in the first UFC game on PS4, and she was in UFC 2. She was even one of the cover athletes. We'll probably even see her on UFC 3, but as far as like any future UFC titles, I don't think so. Unless they do like some Legends thing where, like, you know how they still have Bruce Lee and shit.
Yeah. Don't see why they have Bruce Lee in UFC, but okay.
I don't even see why they have CM Punk.
Why do they got Mike Tyson? He's not
Exactly.
UFC. But I mean, you can understand why they had CM Punk because of the whole trying to promote it to the WWE gamer side. The fans of the WWE were going to end up buying this game because of CM Punk being in that game.
Okay, you're very right on that. But there's so many other UFC fighters that have been there for years that aren't even on the game, and it.
Well, hell, I mean, whatever happened to, what was his daggone name? Was Ken Shamrock in the UFC at one time?
Yes.
I know he was a mixed martial artist, but I don't know if he was in the UFC or if he was in some other
He was in like one
promotion.
of the very first UFC cards, like first like 10 UFC cards.
Okay, did they ever have him in the game?
Shamrock? I don't recall if he was in UFC or UFC 2.
Well, see, there's one person they should have put in there. You know, I mean, if they're going to put CM
like,
Punk to bridge the gap of WWE and the UFC, then why not put Shamrock in there? Hell, put Brock Lesnar back in there again. I mean, shit.
That's true. They did have in UFC. The first one they did have Brock Lesnar, and I always used him. But they didn't have him in UFC 2, which is weird considering he fought at UFC 200 against Mark Hunt. But They didn't put him in. They didn't, like, every now and then they'll add, like, fighters as updates, but they won't,
well, I mean, they
like,
should
do
have
it
put
regularly.
him, they should have had, like, an update to have Brock Lesnar in there. Or just have him as, like, a DLC character or something like that.
Right.
But, I mean, honestly, CM Punk one daggone match in the UFC, and he's already pretty much the unsung cover boy of the UFC game. They're using his name to promote the UFC game to the WWE market.
In a way, yes, but also in a way, no. I just read an article, this was actually a couple days ago on, I believe it was MMAfighting.com. It was saying CM Punk still wants to, like, well, he's learning from his last ass whooping, basically. He's been working in a gym, like, trying to get back to, like, you know, before the ass kicking, and just like trying to improve off of what he didn't do the last fight. And he only threw one punch and that was it in the Mickey Gall fight. But he wants to fight again, so.
So what could he have learned? Other than block more and dodge more.
Jiu-jitsu. He had no ground game. Once he went to the ground, it was all over. He went to the ground the first 10 seconds and then, you know, that shit was it.
Ugh.
Taking no credit away from Mickey Gall, who is just a complete animal. He beat Sage Northcutt, the youngest ever UFC champion. But still.
But still, yet, daggone, man. One fucking punch is all he gets.
He didn't even land the punch. He just like whiffed. Gall had gotten out of the way. Punk whiffed, and then Gall went in for the double leg takedown. And then after that, it was just all Mickey Gall. He was just beating the shit out of CM Punk.
So basically, it's like Punk throws a punch and just basically asks him, "What kind of cologne am I wearing?" and then pulls his arm back.
Basically, yeah.
And the guy was allergic to it and
like
beat the hell out of him.
He was just trying to throw like some wild hook, I believe. It's been over a year since the fight happened, but still. I think it happened like last September or something like that.
What do you think about Money Mayweather? Do you think that he'll end up getting another fight with Conor again?
It's funny that you mentioned that because I saw something yesterday about Conor calling out Floyd Mayweather for the octagon this time. My thing is, I don't think that he'll do it, and the reason being is because, I mean, let's be real, Mayweather won the first fight fair and square, and McGregor had challenged him to Mayweather's own game.
Right.
What type of advantage, I mean, what good would it do for Mayweather to just like step into the octagon, say, let's give it about 6 months from now, he steps into the octagon only to get his ass beat within the first minute. Not saying that it will happen, but just as like a reference.
Okay, well, let's just say if it did happen and it went down like that, then there'll be 1-1. So how would they have a deciding factor of who's the better fighter? What are they going to go into soccer next? Football? I don't think Floyd would be able to do the kicks like they would do, because I see that he spends more time with more upper body conditioning than he does on the lower. I mean, even though that they do move around a lot in boxing and everything, but I see that they work more with the upper body with boxing than they would in UFC. And UFC is more balanced out.
With UFC though, there's a handful of fighters that don't even like use any kicks. I'm trying to think of one, like a noticeable choice, but like kicking isn't like the only thing for UFC. I'm also playing South Park at the same time, so like my mind's like halfway here.
And this is how all interviews need to be. The guest comes in and plays a video game while they talk.
Yeah, it's just like I'm half drunk or something off of South Park.
It's like, yeah, Jackson, can you tell us about the next movie you're in? Yeah, hold on, let me get through this level here. Oh no, Jared from Subway!
Oh god.
Not you, Morgan Freeman! Oh, you're OP Farts, no!
Look, after I'm done with this playthrough of South Park, I have to do another one on like the hardest difficulty, so...
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, for a trophy, so I'm gonna live stream that, as well as finish the Evil Within. I'm actually gonna switch the Evil Within on this channel, because I was very discouraged by the fact that there were other soldier plays. So, yeah, that happened. Thank you a lot for telling me that. Anyways,
Which Evil Within is it, the first one or the second one?
Both.
Oh.
I picked up the second one the same day I got South Park.
Are you familiar with anything that's been going on with the news lately? Like, was something happened in New York?
Oh yeah. So basically, what happened is this Muslim man wound up driving a rented Home Depot pickup truck on the wrong side of the street, plowing over, well, actually going through a bike lane and plowing over like it was like 20-some people. I think they said like 8 died and 11 at least are seriously injured. So it just like happened out of the blue, but I mean it's Halloween, but still. And they were saying like this was the deadliest attack on New York City since 9/11. But still, that's fucked up.
Well, according to a source in CNN, they're saying that they are charging a suspect with terrorism offenses now. So, it's gonna be.
Should.
But do you think people like, the ISIS or anything like that might be in behind all of it, though?
Whenever the guy had gotten out of his, I guess if you want to call it his pickup, he was allegedly screaming out Allah Akbar while running through the street, so more than likely.
So apparently they have a newly released bin Laden document describes Iran and Al-Qaeda link. So apparently I guess that guy ain't done when he's dead still. Also, there was a Navy collision that killed 17 sailors. They said that now it could have been avoidable. That's kind of bad.
That's old news though, isn't it? That's from like a month ago at least.
Right now it's been reported that it could have been avoidable. It was reported 3 hours ago that they came to the conclusion that that collision could have been prevented, but it wasn't. They were ruling it out as an accident, but this time it's something a little bit more than an accident because they could have stopped it and they didn't. So what's going on there? I don't know.
Here's my take on that thing. They said the same thing about the Titanic. It could have been avoided. They're saying this shit now with the Navy ship, and I'm pretty sure they also said the same thing about the oil rig in the Gulf of Mexico. Well, that shit could have been avoided, obviously, because, well, mistakes wouldn't happen if it weren't avoidable. Or mistakes wouldn't happen if they were avoidable, but still.
Well, I'm also seeing that there was a student at the University of Hartford in Connecticut that was charged with a criminal mischief and expelled from school after contaminating her roommate's toothbrush, face lotion, and other belongings in an effort to drive her from the room. What the hell?
Did you see all the crap that she was doing to the roommate's stuff? I've just read about this, and I'm actually going to pull up the article again. I don't know. I
got you an article right here about it. It's where she's Brianna, was it Boku, 18 years of age. Said over 1.5 months of spitting in her coconut oil, putting moldy clam dip in her lotions, rubbing used tampons on her in her backpack, putting her toothbrush places where the sun don't shine, and so much more. Wow. I can finally say goodbye to the Jamaican Barbie.
I got online. I just read about that before I got online, which is scary.
That's horrible, man. What the hell is wrong with these people?
Shit, you tell me. Welcome to America. How can I help you?
Yeah, can I get some spit water, please? I mean, fuck, you have to worry about this in your restaurants, and now you have to worry about it in school, too. I mean, shit. The most you really have to worry about in restaurants is if they spit in your food, put their pubic hair in your food, or if the two daggone cashiers in the back are in the daggone wash sink taking a bath or something. I mean, damn. And now you have to worry about your damn lotion? Motherfucker, I jack off to that shit. What the hell? You know, I mean, damn. It's like, well, now you got my spit in you now. What is wrong with these people? But yet, you guarantee that if the same thing happened to them, they would have one hell of an uproar about it, you know? It's just fucking weird.
That's why, like, with my girlfriend, I'm hoping she doesn't do some crazy shit like that. That's not ruling out the possibility, but still.
You're gonna wake up one day and your girl's gonna, like, tamper with your shit.
Well, her parents swear up and down to God as well that they both believe that one day Emma's going to wind up in jail. For what reason? I don't know. They don't know either. They just feel like it's going to happen.
This shit's going to happen. That's what's going to go happen. It's the shit we go through in life, and she's going to go through it one damn way or the other.
Exactly.
You're going to find your PlayStation controller somewhere where it shouldn't be.
Oh my god, I don't even want to think about that.
Rubbed in dog shit and every damn thing else. This is what I think about you and your shitty game.
Hell, I'm surprised I didn't do that with Dark Souls.
Oh god. Just take the disc out and rub it in dog shit and smack it with a hammer. And then put it in a paper bag, set it on fire, and drop it off at the next door neighbor's house so they can finish stomping it. That's what I think about you, Dark Souls 3. I hate to see when 4 comes out. Fuck. 4's going to kill you.
I don't know if the Dark Souls series is over. More than likely it is, but still. Oh god, I don't miss the grind. It kept me occupied, but still.
Alright. Have you kept up with baseball any?
World Series is at Game 7, and first pitch is actually in like 5.
So the World Series between the Houston Astros and the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Tied 3-3 after the Dodgers wound up winning last night's game, avoiding elimination.
Who's was it Yasiel Puig?
Yasiel Puig.
Yeah, so he got fired up for Game 7 by blasting Eye of the Tiger from Rocky 3 during his ride to Dodger Stadium.
Where are you getting your information from?
I am on Fox Sports right now. I was on CNN News. I was like, damn. I can honestly see that going through there. Rising up! Just see him take the field with, it's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight.
Oh my lord.
And right as they get onto the field, and as the part of the song comes up, in the lyrics is, what was it? Rising up to the challenge of our rivals, and that's when the opposing team comes onto the field. Just like a big ass fucking spectacle about it. Fuck it, bring Lady Gaga down. Fuck it.
They're gonna come out to that exact lyric in slow motion. Put the cameras in widescreen. Add filters for dramatic effects.
Hire Michael Bay for a couple explosions.
Should be looking like they're walking out for a WWE match.
Fuck that alien invasion to hell with WWE, man. They're coming to take over our world. Only this game can save the Earth.
This is what they really meant whenever they were trying to reboot Goosebumps.
Oh dear God. Fuck Goosebumps. When you're scared, pick up a book. Be careful, it was written by Michael Bay. Explosions everywhere.
God. And next thing you know, they find like little pieces of the pages just like still intact. They try to add it up like it's a damn puzzle, and next thing you know, it's just like something from their past has come to haunt them.
Something else that probably that came to mind all of a sudden was shit. No, I forgot it. Must not be important. What is this? What is this? I don't know if I'm placing the names right or not, but was it Bethard takes a placeholder role after 49ers add, was it Garoppolo?
The 49ers had a quarterback named Brian Hoyer, if you want to go back a little further than that, who wound up being like absolutely god-awful for the 49ers this season. Like right now, they are sitting with an 0-8 record, and we're halfway through the season. So they wind up starting CJ Beathard over him, and if I'm right, this guy's a rookie, I think. Casey Jarrett Beathard is American football quarterback for the 49ers of the NFL, and was drafted in the 3rd round of the 2017 draft. Okay. So he was drafted by the 49ers. Hoyer didn't do really much of anything. So they're like, okay, well, we're just going to get Beathard a chance to prove himself. Because he was decent at in college. He played for the University of Iowa. And obviously he had to be decent. He was drafted in the 3rd round out of 7. So Beathard winds up coming in for Hoyer. And I think he played like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe more. It was 3 weeks. He played 3 weeks for the 49ers. He did not win a single game, throwing 2 touchdowns and 3 total interceptions. So yesterday in the NFL was the trade deadline. Well, the 49ers had picked up the New England Patriots backup quarterback, you know, the backup for Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo, who is absolutely insane. Like, this man should have been a starter years ago if it wasn't for Tom Brady. They wound up picking Garoppolo up from the trades yesterday. I don't remember who they traded in the place of him, but now Garoppolo is, like, they're trying to hype up Garoppolo, but overall, like, the 49ers are just trash in general. It's not just, like, their quarterback. Well, it is their quarterback because Hoyer isn't that good, but still. Yeah, and the Patriots wound up signing Brian Hoyer because they didn't have a backup for Tom Brady. Just, you know, worst case scenario, Brady gets hurt. So Garoppolo starting for the 49ers, and what's his name? Hoyer's the backup for Tom Brady. It's interesting how it's going to work out, but I think the Patriots were just like, okay, you know what? We don't have a backup. Fuck it. Let's get like the cheapest thing we can find. And sure enough, Brian Hoyer came up. He's absolute trash. So
Yeah, but how much trash? Is it enough to take to the dump? Or just put in a trash can?
You would need a whole fucking garbage truck for that shit.
Alright. Let's go on to something else here. I gotta wait for my... There's one thing I hate about opening up a bunch of tabs and stuff here. I gotta wait for everything to load up.
While we wait, let's give a quick shout out to our, I guess our sponsors that they're not really paying us for shit. The WWE Network. Order now for low price of $9.99 a month, and subscribe this month, and you get to watch this next pay-per-view for free. They say it's free, but really you're still paying $9.99 a month. So yeah, fuck you. Anyways.
And just think of all the great programming you get from the WWE Network. You get that show, this show, and really, I mean, honestly, people only get it for the pay-per-views. Come on. Sooner or later, USA Network's going to end up dropping WWE, and the whole Raw and SmackDown is just going to be on the fucking network. Then for all you WWE people, you're going to be forced to get the network no matter what.
I'm going to defend WWE here. Oddly enough, they just announced like a couple days ago, I believe, that Ronda Rousey is actually now going back to UFC. Ronda Rousey is actually now training at the Performance Center for WWE. She just started, so maybe that'll like kind of boost WWE's ratings. I heard they're actually struggling so much to the point where they can't even empty out arenas anymore.
I noticed that, and especially the past few pay-per-views and stuff where they've been so daggone lackluster and all that, but you also noticed that WWE also, they embellish the amount of people that's in their arenas. So say like if they have, you know, an outstanding 10,000 people, there's actually maybe like 6,000 or 7,000 there.
Well, I've also seen like little clips now and then where they're actually struggling to fill out arenas to the point where the hard camera, you know how it just faces like one side of the ring, they're having to move fans from all around the arena to where the hard camera is facing, just so it'll look like on TV that they have a full house, when really they don't. So, notice how they don't even do like the sky view camera anymore, they just show
right around the ring front pretty much.
Yeah.
And if you notice, that's probably where the Shield's going to start doing their intros and stuff whenever they do get together and stuff. They're going to come in from the hard side. So that way, whenever the cameras do pan up, that way they can show a lot more people and stuff. But in case y'all don't understand,
come out from the hard side?
No, they came out from the left side of the arena.
The side the camera's facing.
The left side of the arena. The hard camera is facing on the left side of the arena. So I guess they did come out on the hard side.
Because like if you're facing towards the stage, they usually do come out from the right-hand side.
No,
like say where the announce tables used to be.
Yeah, if you're facing the stage, it'll be the right side, but when you're coming down the ramp, it'll be on the left side. So the left side is where the hard camera is sitting on the right side when you're coming down the ramp, but it's facing the left side of the crowd. So and that's where they make their entrance at, is on that side. So I guess that's the hard camera angle, because for what people don't realize, what they don't understand about the hard camera is, whenever you watch a WWE entrance when they walk down the ramp, if you watch them, they always face to the right, and that's so that way they can get a good view into the hard camera, so that way you at home can see them. But I had another report up here for you, which is crazy as it is, but apparently my shit don't want to respond with me right now. It wants to be an ass. All because I clicked on it. There it goes. Delaware ties for the worst state in hospital safety. What do you think about that?
I don't know a damn thing about Delaware. So.
Well, apparently you know something now. If you
Well, I know where I'm
have
not
to go to the
moving.
hospital, don't go to Delaware. Yeah, in North Dakota, in North Dakota for 49th, or last place in Leapfrog's hospital safety grade. The watchdog organization, which seeks public information about patient safety and quality, assigns letter grades to 2,600 U.S. hospitals every 6 months. And Delaware is one of the worst. It is tied for the worst. It is in last place with District of Columbia. Damn.
Okay.
How you doing, Jen Hawk?
I want to add on to this. Who the fuck lives in Delaware? First of all.
I have no idea, but damn it, if you ever go through there, don't get fucking hurt or sick. I swear to God, you'll die.
Like, I bet you the only reason why Delaware is probably listed as the worst is because they have nobody living in the state compared to like the amount of people like from North Carolina or even California.
That's probably because he done killed every damn body in that state. It's like a fucking ghost town. It's like playing a game of fucking Silent Hill up through there.
Although I will say this, they really must have to be bad if, you know, Rhode Island, which is even smaller than Delaware, somehow beats them in the rankings. Okay.
Damn. Everybody hurts, but not in Delaware. The dead. They should honestly do new episodes of The Walking Dead in Delaware. There you go. Alright, here you go. Got a little funny story for you there here, Jax. In Detroit, a couple of strangers who were caught in the sex act while in their seats aboard a Delta flight likely won't face criminal charges, but they could pay fines up to $800 each, a former federal prosecutor said. Now dig this shit. A 48-year-old woman on her way to Nashville via the Detroit airport was performing oral sex on a 28-year-old man on his way to Miami, leading to complaints from nearby passengers. What the fuck?
I saw something about this earlier because like I was on my work break and like we have a TV in the break room and they were showing me the talk and they were talking about this shit. Who's to say people can't join the Mile High Club? Come on now.
They wasn't even off the ground yet.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken,
just, like,
I'm thinking that they was
plane and they get off.
Yeah, because I think they were still seating passengers and stuff, and they were just like, "Hi." You think they give head? You think they give good head down in Miami? Here, let me show you what we do in Tennessee. You want a teeth in or teeth out?
Oh God.
You're going, Jim.
Some of my family members right there too.
I mean, damn. And $800 per person for a fucking blowjob on an airplane. I wonder, is this in business class or is this motherfucker in coach? Because I mean, if it's like business class, fine, so be it. Here's your $800. Now let me continue my job. If it's like in coach, I'd be like, fuck, I gotta go get a second job.
I mean, I've heard of like paying for it, but that's a whole new level of it.
It was like it was promised for free. Well, now you gotta pay for it. You didn't read the contract.
Yeah, see, that includes like a 400% tip.
Oh my gosh.
Plus, we tax the tips now, so you have to add to that. This person knows how to run a successful business.
Jen Hawk says America sucks anyways.
Literally.
It may suck, but then again, there's some funny shit like getting head on an airplane. I mean, shit, that just brightens up your day. I mean, I'm pretty sure across the world, I mean, there's a lot of places that suck. But here you go. Here's something in the Hollywood news for you, Jack. Tyrese Gibson issues an all-time terrible "It's Me or the Rock" ultimatum for the producers of Fast 9. Hold on a second.
Assuming we're taking a quick commercial break. I'm not even keeping up with the comments of the stream, so let me go ahead and pull up YouTube real quick and see what's being said. Jackson, you're a noob on WWE. Thank you, Jordan. I finally got OBS to work for streaming PC games. Congratulations. Not as bad as someone in my town dressed as a postman who steals a truckload full of beer only to then drive into the ocean. That sounds like some shit that would happen here too, though. I'm not even gonna lie on that part. Because there's some fucked up people.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, we're going to hold this story over till the next time, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. I got to take a leave of absence. I got an emergency phone call. But I might end up doing a second show and have it put up later on if Jackson's up for it. And I might have other people inside here and we can do some talking for it. So just remember, the first story of the next episode that we're going to be doing is going to be Tyrese Gibson saying "It's me or the Rock" to Fast and Furious 9 producers. You either get rid of them or I'm gone. So, but until then, it's me, Jeff XCWS Boss. You can call me X. We also got Darkness Soldier here. You can call him X Junior if you want. I don't care.
Hey.
And just remember, X gonna give it to you.